1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, when you're feeling down and motivated in the midweek, we got the guys here to make your life complete. Little John, Brandon, Cody, Carly, they're coming in to keep you motivated all week. New episode, same time every week. Don't gotta wait long for the next one to release. So don't go away, sit down, take a seat, enjoy Midweek Motivation with John and Carly. Hey.
Midweek Motivation.
Let's go!
What is going on, Midweek Motivation crew? Let me know in the comments if you can hear us, because I am notorious for making sure that you can't hear us or you can't hear us well. And I got that music going. There it is. You feel like there's music in your ears, Anna?
Just a little.
Just a little bit. That's all right. Well, hey, wanted to say a special shout out to our fearless leader, Carly, who is not here with us today. So you get the other bald guy on staff today. But I got the next best thing. I would say definitely his better half. He's going to say that. So
you hesitated a little too much for that.
A little, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's okay. Did I ever tell you about the time my wife introduced me as one of her favorite people?
Yeah, because she was making sure I was up top of you.
That must have been
her favorite.
That must have been the one. So, well, hey, welcome to Midweek. We're here every week at noon. So make sure you join us, like, subscribe, wherever you're watching. Facebook, YouTube, sitting in the corner of a room with your laptop avoiding homework, whatever it is. However you're watching this show today, we want you to like it, share it. There's somebody out there that you know that needs motivation and a little bit of encouragement, and that's what we try to do. So the goal is real conversations with real people about a very real God. And today we get a special treat. One of my favorite things in the world is coffee. I don't do very well without it. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. Hannah, are you a coffee person?
Sometimes.
Like black coffee?
No.
No black coffee?
No, I can't do black.
Okay, we're not doing that.
I'll throw up.
You'll throw up?
You literally. I can't. It's so gross.
But coffee is wonderful. Coffee makes the world go round. Coffee is the reason that I was going to say it's the reason we're here today. It's not actually the reason, but it's a great side you can see our wonderful friend Steffi is joining us with the, I would say, let's say the main focus of our show today. So I think one of the, something that motivates me is coffee.
Yep.
And Steffi, I'm assuming with what you do, you feel the same.
You are never going to believe this, but I don't like coffee.
Oh, my goodness.
Which is wild.
We are the testers today.
I'm gonna let you go ahead and just sneak right out the back.
It's so funny because obviously, like, I run the coffee shop. So obviously, you would assume that I like coffee. I'm out of breath. Sorry, guys. I'm out of shape. I had to run up those steps.
It doesn't get any more real than today, folks.
Yeah, this is the real deal. I don't like coffee. I know a lot about coffee. Like, from learning a lot of the science behind coffee, I know a lot about coffee. So I will still drink it to taste test, like, our recipes, but I don't drink coffee on the regular.
Well, as you know, if you ever need somebody to taste test a recipe, I'm around.
You're here for me. Yes.
I'm absolutely here for
Steffi
you.
today, though, I don't know if we can appreciate your testing if you can drink black coffee. I don't know if that's like
I do
good
love
taste
black coffee.
tester. If you like drink black coffee on purpose, I think something's wrong.
Well, so here's the thing, right? So a lot of people, this may never happen again. So we'll see how terribly this goes. But I'm going to throw out an unpopular opinion, okay?
Okay, I'm ready.
If you don't like black coffee, right, I'm going to say that you don't like coffee.
I agree with you, actually.
You don't like coffee.
Yeah.
You can't claim that you like coffee if you never drink black coffee and don't appreciate black coffee.
I mean, honestly, I get like a cup of creamer with a splash of coffee. That's what I do.
Hey, no problem.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing, right? More power to you. If that's you out there in the chat, put it in the chat. Let us know. That's all good. We still love you. Jesus still loves you, just not as much as those of us that drink real coffee. That's okay.
That's too far, but
Now, is that okay?
yeah.
So this is why I'm not doing the show alone today, because I got to have some people reel it in a little bit. But hey, you see the number on the bottom of the screen. Make sure you text MOTIVATE to 540-900-3838. That puts you in our group so that you can stay connected with us. we do that so that people aren't alone. Isn't that an amazing thing?
Yep.
Yes.
So a lot of people need some motivation, a little bit of me, a little bit of you, right? We all need some motivation, and that's what we're here for. So we're going to dive right in. We are talking about coffee today.
Yes.
We did find a way to bring it back to some Jesus,
Yes,
right?
we did.
But we're going to get a little real this morning with some coffee. And Steffi's got some drinks in front of us today. I don't know if you guys know this. Maybe you're new to Parkway. Maybe you're not super familiar with Parkway. We have probably one of the best cafes around. We have a great coffee shop. And it finally got renovated.
Yay!
Steffi, you want to tell us a little bit about the cafe? Let's talk about some of the mission of the cafe and some of the renovations that we've done recently.
Yes, I would love to. So the Bridge Cafe is our cafe here at Parkway. And when we first started coming to Parkway, the cafe's been around for a long time, way before me. I just have the joy of running it now. But all of its incredibleness was put in place long before I got here. But the mission of the Bridge Cafe that started way back when it started was to bridge the gap between missions and the church. I think a lot of times when you look at a church or whatever and you're trying to go on mission trips or even just support different areas in the community, a lot of times that gets separated from what the church does as a whole. And so the point of the cafe was to be able to bridge that gap, allow some of the revenue that comes in, not some, all of the revenue that comes in towards the cafe to go straight to the missions budget. So not a single dollar that comes in that's profit goes to the cafe or anything else. It goes to missions, like completely to our missions budget. And it's really cool because we've seen that profit number grow so much in the last few years that the percentage of money that we are actually giving to our missions budget is huge. And it's so exciting because it's life-changing dollar amounts that are actually getting put into the missions budget. So that's just the most fun thing ever. And then on top of that, it's just good food and good drinks. Like people actually comment on how good everything tastes. And so it's really fun to give like a quality product and a welcoming environment. It's a good place for people to come into church maybe for the first time and feel comfortable coming in and saying hello and be greeted in a less intimidating kind of way. Just get you some free coffee. So yeah, we love it. It's all for missions. Every dollar goes to missions. We do different fundraisers in there for different mission trips that the church goes on. So all about missions in the cafe.
And you can buy, there's different, we have like t-shirts and there's cafes.
Yeah. If you've never been in there, for one, come join us in there. But if you've never been in there is like a merch wall. So there's some mugs and like recipe books from Parkway Women that we have in there. There's our last missions week the theme was undivided. So all of our undivided merch that we still have is on the shelves in there. And then every now and then you'll see some other Parkway shirts and things come on those shelves. So
we still have undivided hoodies. Or are those all gone?
I think they're gone. There might be one in there. I can
Every
check.
time Carly wears his, I
gone.
get super jealous.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get one when I should have.
They're really good.
I mean, you could just
I
take
missed
his
the
and
boat.
I'll just wear his.
I could just steal his. Think he'd notice?
Yeah.
Yeah. He wouldn't care.
I've got a fun side note about the cafe. So my mom lives like 2 hours away, but she'll come for special events if Carly's preaching, concerts, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And she always texts me and she's like, if the cafe's not open, I'm not coming.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Because she absolutely loves it. And she even says it's better than, local places.
Other places. Yeah.
All the time.
And for those that don't like coffee, right?
Yeah.
There are things
There
that are not
are
coffee.
things.
Great things that are not coffee.
Shout out to
things.
Katie for the
That's
sausage balls.
so true. Yes, Katie makes the most delicious sausage
The
balls.
best.
We run out of them like wildfire because people eat them up. And so people always ask, do you have sausage balls today? Katie makes those things as fast as she can. It's
They're
crazy.
so good.
But we have a whole breakfast menu. I mean, bagels, muffins, sausage balls. This is so funny, but we actually even have a Philly cheesesteak. It's like a menu item you didn't know we had. We for real have a Philly cheesesteak
Better
because
stock up
some
for
people
Sunday.
order it.
Everybody's
Yeah.
going to order it.
Somebody wants one every now and then at 10 o'clock in the morning, so we even have a Philly cheesesteak. But we have what we call Mission Minis, which is like chicken minis like somewhere else you might know. Hey, we support Chick-fil-A. We love Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
So we have Mission Minis, we call them. We have muffins.
That
we have
gravy.
sausage gravy that's also
It's
really good.
very
So
good.
full breakfast menu, and then even beverages. We have we have lemonades blended in regular strawberry lemonade, other flavored lemonade. Smoothies, yep. And then my favorite drink, and some people have started getting this because I think I've influenced them to do so. It's called the Frozen Monkey, and it's chocolate, banana, and peanut butter. And you can get it with or without coffee, and I get it without coffee, so it's pretty much a milkshake. But it is so good. So there's a lot of variations. You can get any kind of frappuccino or anything without coffee if you're not a coffee person.
You lost me at the peanut butter. Without the peanut butter, if you can make it for me without the peanut butter, I'm down.
Just chocolate and banana?
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds delicious.
Some people are like, I don't want the banana. Give me the chocolate and the peanut butter.
I'm going to need the
You
coffee
have
in
to
it,
have the
though.
banana.
Yeah, you can do that. I'll make you one. We'll give it a try.
I'm going to need that.
Okay.
That sounds pretty solid.
Okay.
Well, we're going to get into a little bit of a coffee test here.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're going to compare. Steph, you want to explain what we're
Yes.
doing here?
So Hannah and I worked really hard to go to multiple coffee shops, and we will not tell you where any of them are from because this is not like we are so much better. But people do comment frequently that
But we are.
ours tastes so good. And I also don't want to put anyone else down because, like I said, this cafe's been around a long time, and it's like people who had coffee knowledge that helped build this cafe. So we are because of the coffee community. So we did go pick some blind taste tests, and even once if you pick us or somewhere else, I'm not telling you where it came from. But we're gonna try a couple drinks. And fun fact, because the devil likes to mess with everything that we do, we have new equipment and all this stuff going in. So like stuff's getting because of the renovation, right? So I didn't even mention that, or you did, but we didn't talk about it. Everything's new in there, and it looks great, and we love it. We're more efficient, but our equipment has been messed with a few times trying to like set new stuff up. And so right when I went to make these drinks, the one machine I needed to work wasn't working. So I made you the drinks I could make you with other equipment. That's why we only have a couple to try. But we're going to do a mocha frappuccino and an iced white mocha. I think that's it. And this in my brain right now, there's like, what's in front of me? But so let's do the mocha frap first. You each get a cup.
Okay.
Take this one. And then you get this one and this
Have
one.
a straw.
Are we going to straw it?
Yep.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do.
Let's
If you
let's
need
go
a
with the straw.
So this is a mocha frap. One is ours, one is not ours. Yeah. And
Okay.
you're going to just
So
give
I'm going to hold this up so you can get a good look at this.
And this is honest, right? Like they don't know
Okay.
which is which. So we could lose right now. I'm anxious, everyone.
They
I'm
look
just
a little.
kidding.
I mean, they're similar looking.
They definitely look
I
similar.
have faith in us.
Yeah.
I think we'll win. Let's see. All right, so this is a mocha frap.
Mocha frap.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm trying to
Do I go?
I'm
Yeah,
trying
go
to
ahead.
guess.
Okay,
Just
I'm
give it a
going.
try and we'll see
All
what
right.
you think.
Which one did you? Well, I was going to ask which one you tried.
I can tell the difference by looking at it, but I don't think you guys.
Well, that's why you're the pro.
Yeah.
That's delicious. Okay.
And probably they're all good, right?
I also downed one coffee right before we got
She
here.
did.
The whole cup. It's
Oh,
fine.
and just to be clear, I like flavored coffee
Right,
and all
right.
sorts of coffee.
I made you a pumpkin caramel macchiato the other day. You ate
and it
up.
was fantastic.
They're actually pretty similar.
That's good.
Okay.
Can't wait. Guys, I'm actually.
Okay, this one's definitely a little thicker.
Hey, while we're doing this, if you send us your order in the chat, if you haven't told us what's your go-to coffee order, right? So whether it's from the Bridge Cafe, or maybe do both. Send us like your typical Starbucks, Dunkin',
Yeah, and then
local
what you
coffee
get there.
shop, or what you get at the Bridge. So send us your coffee orders in the chat.
All right,
I got to
I'm
get a
ready.
second taste.
Hannah's ready.
I'm
She's
ready.
Like, clear difference.
I'm also trying very hard not to drink them both right now.
right. Yeah, none of these are bad, right?
Okay.
This is just for fun.
I like this one better.
Okay.
It's a little bit sweeter.
Okay.
If anybody knows me, I add sugar to everything. Well, everything.
Girl, me too.
This one is also very, very good, but not quite as sweet in my opinion. So I like this one better. But
Okay.
if you don't like sweet, you're gonna like that one better.
Don't be offended.
I won't.
I have a feeling I'm afraid I'm going to pick the
No, it's
wrong
okay.
one.
You can.
Okay.
Because everybody has different tastes.
This is hands down better.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of this one.
We picked the same one, I think.
I think we did. This is
Yeah.
a little bit thicker, right?
a
So we
little
picked the same
Yep.
one?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a little thicker. I like the sweetness. Because if I'm not drinking black coffee, it ought to be sweet.
Okay.
I'm a
so we
big
can
fan of
trust your
that.
taste test.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of this. So
So
It
can I?
kind of tastes like chocolate milk, but in a good way.
that's what a mocha is.
With a
It's
little
just
bit of-
chocolate and milk and
Yeah.
ice and coffee.
And
Yeah.
delicious.
It is delicious.
That's what we learned.
And full of joy.
If you order a mocha, like you're thinking like, oh, I'm ordering a coffee drink, but you know what you're really ordering? Chocolate milk with espresso in it.
I mean, it's hard to go wrong
Which
with
is
that.
I
the
told you,
best
I
thing you
like
could
creamer with a
possibly order.
splash of coffee.
Yes.
So
So do you want to know who's you picked?
Yeah.
You picked the Bridge Cafe's mocha.
Did I really?
Yes. You did.
Yes.
Both
Okay,
of you.
good.
Yeah.
Where's the other one? Can we say where the other one's
I
from?
cannot.
a
Okay.
local competitor.
I'm gonna have to
Local
know later.
competitor. And these are not all from the same competitor. We went to
Okay.
multiple coffee shops.
Just to be clear, both were delicious.
They really were.
But ours was much better.
Sweeter.
And it was much sweeter, thicker, and it goes to support missions. So if you want to
There you
help
go.
lead people to
Amen.
Jesus
Amen.
and drink
Sorry.
something that is superior,
Superior.
we're here every Sunday.
Yep.
Courtney said
I'm gonna get
chocolate
another.
chip cookie dough from the bridge. Is that a thing?
Chocolate chip cookie dough
With
frap.
coconut milk?
Courtney, is it the frap? I think it is the frap.
I guess.
Yes.
Never
we have
even heard of
We
that.
have a cookie dough frap.
All right, we're doing.
Do you have coconut milk?
Yes, we do.
Do you have
We have
oat
all
milk?
the milks. Yes, we do.
All right, which one's this here? Oh,
This is an iced white mocha. It's pretty simple.
Okay.
A lot of people
This
get
is
an
my
iced.
standard. What I always
This is
order.
Hannah's standard drink. Yeah.
Yep, always.
okay. I'm going to go without the straw on this one.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not. Mm-mm. You're an animal.
Okay, Hannah. We almost didn't use straws. We almost were like, here, share the same cup. And I was like, maybe we shouldn't do
I
that.
said we.
All right, give it a
I'm gonna
Okay.
taste.
So there's an ice white mocha. One is from the Bridge Cafe,
Yep.
and one is from
Somewhere else.
an unnamed competitor because
Yeah.
we don't want to get sued or offend anyone, right?
Absolutely.
Because I'm
We
sure they're
love
all
them.
good,
Yeah, 100%. This is just for fun.
just different, right?
Interesting.
Okay.
This is. I'm like, just kidding. I'm really
Okay.
not. Because I'll be shopping at all these other competitors every other day of the week.
So I do like white mocha.
Okay.
I'm a big fan. So white mocha, vanilla, all that,
Yep.
I'm in.
I'm ready.
Okay. So I thought I knew. I thought I could tell. I thought based on that, I thought I knew which was which, and now I can't.
Oh, I love that. I love that you can't tell. Hannah said, I picked one.
I know which one I like better.
That's what you're going for today. So please tell us, which one do you like better?
Okay.
Oh, I'm nervous.
I think I'm pretty off.
I think Hannah is
So-
giving hers away.
I like this one.
Better?
I'm a big fan of this one. But I feel like I want to give this one some credit because I feel like I'm seeing a little cinnamon on the top.
Yeah, you can't do that though.
And it's a little extra creativity.
literally-
I like that.
You
That's
can't- we
impressive.
Tried to scrape it off so they were equal.
We tried to scrape so it was equal. But so
okay.
give me your opinion with the extra, knowing that
But this tastes better. This is a little sweeter.
Okay.
If I'm picking one, I'm drinking this
I'm
one all
always
day.
gonna go for the sweeter. So yeah,
Okay.
me too.
you both picked the Bridge Cafe
Oh
again.
my gosh. That's
Now
so
the cinnamon,
sweet.
I will say on the we normally we don't put cinnamon on our white mochas, but you can get it. But like whipped cream and stuff, we just left it off. We didn't add all that.
That's probably fair.
Also presentation. This was like not at all presentation. You know what I mean? Because
I do have
this
to
one
say,
looks
though-
pretty, right? But we didn't want to give away based on presentation. So
I would have done it.
by sheer flavor, you picked the Bridge Cafe again.
Yes.
gosh.
Only thing I wonder though, this one does taste a little watered down now.
A little bit late. Yeah.
So that might. But either way, this one's still.
Well, that's what
Like,
lost it a little
amazing.
bit for me.
The watered down.
Right.
Maybe just time.
So let's say if
it
nothing
fresh.
else, it's at least as good as what you're going to get
Oh, for
at a
sure.
local chain.
yes.
I still think this.
Yeah,
Or
I still think
better.
we win, and I think I'm a little bit biased,
right.
especially today at this
Also,
table. But
check for yourself, okay? I mean, we're only open on Sundays, so you got to come visit us on Sunday.
Yeah.
Support your local coffee shops the rest of the week, and come check us out on Sundays and see what you think.
But they're all really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
We really just wanted to do this for ourselves so that we could drink the beverages that we
so
enjoy.
I could have 4 glasses of coffee.
I'm just kidding.
I think that's what's been missing for midweek. If I could make one change, I think
Coffee?
there should be more coffee talk on midweek.
You know what? Maybe we start putting like a new beverage every week, and you guys have to try it.
I'm a big fan of that.
Like
we can make that
a
happen.
5-minute section where you try a drink. That's actually what I brought you today. This is a new one. It's going to be one of our holiday
Do
features.
I see peppermint?
You see peppermint. And I'll tell you, this is like, I got a new ingredient. And so this is test number 1. So if you're like, hey, we need to make some adjustments, I won't be offended because it will probably go through some adjustments before it comes on the menu. But this is just a peppermint mocha frap.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
sold.
It looks pretty, though, doesn't it? If you can't see, and I don't want to spill it, but there's little peppermint chips on top. Probably it would come with whipped cream and peppermint chips and maybe chocolate chips even in it. I'm thinking it needs chocolate chips.
I usually get a white, like during Christmas, I usually get like a white chocolate mocha with peppermint.
Yes, a lot
That's
of
what I
people.
do.
So we have peppermint all year long, if you didn't know that.
Yep.
And you can get it in any drink, but this one is actually peppermint bark, and it's a different syrup than just the standard peppermint. So I didn't bring you 2 cups, so you're going to have to take 2 different straws and give it a shot if you want to try that. But
We might have to get into that a little bit later. That's
Totally fine.
fantastic. Ooh, let's see. Christine says her favorite drink is an Americano with half and half and sugar-free English toffee.
Isn't Americano just like
it's
hot coffee?
espresso and water. Yeah, it's
Okay.
a stronger black coffee.
So just coffee with.
It's a lot of espresso.
You didn't say hazelnut. What'd you just say?
Sugar-free English toffee, I believe
What
is
is
what
toffee?
Christine gave.
Ooh, Jody, you are speaking to my heart right now. Salted caramel white mocha
that
from the
sounds really
bridge.
good.
Yes.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm down with that.
Susan said hazelnut from Dunkin' or caramel ice latte from the cafe. But now she wants to try the chocolate banana thing with coffee. In it.
Yes.
Steffi will make you one personally
I
on
will.
Sunday.
I don't know who came up. That was also pre-me. It was like a special they did one time.
Oh, and it's
They called it the frozen monkey, and it was chocolate banana, and then we added peanut butter. We said we should have called it the funky monkey, but
There was one we tried not too long ago that y'all had in the little sample cups. It was so good, but I cannot remember what
was it frozen?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't remember.
I want to say it was chocolatey, but I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
Amanda
We're
said
always trying
she
new
always
stuff.
gets sweet vanilla cold brew. Steffi makes it. I have no idea what it is, but it's amazing.
Who said that?
Amanda, I don't know how to say her last name.
Desmarais.
Amanda Desmarais. She does. She said
I'm glad I didn't try. It was going to
she
be
kind of tested me
Desmarais.
one day. She said, "You can make one for me, but like I know how I get it, so we'll see if it's good." And she said it was really good.
Now,
and she's
she's
like,
got-
"Now I want yours all the time."
She's got good taste. She
Yeah.
sent me a pumpkin chai latte recipe to try,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
She likes it
also
sweet,
likes
too.
it extra sweet.
yes.
Cassie says it for sure needs chocolate chips.
Yep. I agree fully. It's that chew. I'm thinking we put the peppermint and the chocolate chips in it.
Mm.
You know what else I think? I think we need a midweek motivation drink that we can put on the menu all the time.
Carly
I'm
and
down.
Aaron do not get a say. They drink black coffee.
Yeah, let's start calling all black coffee the midweek motivation.
I mean, can we get a sticker with my face on it with all the just the black coffee cups?
Whatever you
So
want to
gross.
do.
That'd
Yeah.
be fantastic. I'm down with that. Well, hey, I told you we did have a way to turn this into Jesus
Let's
as
do
well.
it.
So not only are we talking about coffee today, but we want to give you a little motivation. One, come to church on Sunday and try out one of these drinks. I'll tell you what, if you're watching, never mind, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say
You
something.
want to give them something free? Because you can do that.
Can I give them something free?
Absolutely.
Can I? I don't know. How should we do this? Let me think on that. Let's give away something
Pick a
free.
number.
What if everybody just puts their name or something in the chat? Say
do
I
a
want
random-
something
Ooh, and then we'll
free,
pick
do a
somebody.
random
Yeah,
draw.
there we go.
That's easy.
Yeah,
And we'll give
way
you
to go.
we'll give you a. Let's do this. We'll give you a $20 gift card
I'm
to the
putting my
Bridge
name
Cafe.
in the
Oh.
chat.
$20 gift card to the Bridge
I'm
Cafe.
just kidding. I can't do that.
So if you're watching midweek, this is only going to pull from the midweek people. So jump on in, just say I want something free or put your name in the chat, and we'll do a random generator.
$20. I'm gonna
$20.
find you
Damn.
and sit with you on Sunday.
That's like a lot of drinks. We're
That is.
affordable.
You are affordable.
Yeah.
Way to go. That's fantastic.
That is.
That was not a part of the plan, and that's awesome.
Yes, Cassidy. It was the love bug. That
The
I
love
tested.
bug. We do that around Valentine's Day.
What was
but
it?
you can get it anytime. It's strawberry and chocolate in the
yes.
form of a frappuccino.
It was
It's like
delicious.
layered. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, yeah. So make sure you put your name in the chat, and we'll pick a winner for a $20 gift card. That's fantastic.
Sweet.
Maybe you can get one of those undivided hoodies if there's any left.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not a coffee person, or some sausage balls. So
Sausage
get there,
balls.
but you got to get there early.
Donuts.
Some donuts, a Philly cheesesteak.
A Philly cheesesteak.
Right?
so
Maybe.
Come
Whatever
on.
you need.
I'm gonna need a pizza.
Yeah. I'll work on it.
Well, we were talking about what we're going to do today, and Steffi had this great idea. Let's talk about coffee. And then we were talking about, well, we should probably be a little bit
We
spiritual.
should for sure
right?
circle it back.
We should probably circle back. And I was thinking about it. I thought, well, what better way could we do this? But I love coffee, right? I love Jesus. We can mix those things.
Absolutely.
Right? So I don't know about you guys, right? I know you, right? Don't drink coffee.
I know, I'm
That's
sorry.
okay, right? But if you're a coffee drinker out there, maybe you're like me. I drink coffee every single morning, like black coffee, like
He always has a cup.
So
He's like
this
Lindsay.
cup
They both always have.
comes with me all the time, right? And I have a tendency, I walk around church all day long doing different things. It gets set down all the time in different places, and I lose it sometimes. Massive cup, right? It's always black coffee filled to the top. And I'll tell you what, I'm not a good person before coffee in the morning, right? I don't know about you guys. Maybe it's other kinds of caffeine, but my kids don't want to be around me before I have coffee. My wife doesn't want to be around me before coffee, right? It's not a good thing. And that's okay, right? It's just, that's who I am. I've got to deal with that, right? But I was thinking about it, and I kind of rely on my coffee for my strength,
Yeah.
right? Especially in my younger days, I used to play a lot of Call of Duty, stay up late, and it's like, oh, I'll be fine. I got to get up early in the morning. I'm just going to drink some coffee and be perfectly fine. And to tell you what, if you're under 30, that works great.
Amen.
Something changes when you get over 30,
Yeah.
and that coffee does not cut it, right? No matter how
Especially
much.
if you're above 30 and have kids.
That's exactly
does
right.
not.
And so put it in the chat. What are you dependent on coffee like me? Drop it in there. Let me know.
I'm weird. Coffee has no effect on me. I think that's why I don't like it as much. Like, I love the taste, but it doesn't do anything.
Doesn't do anything for you. Yeah, I love it. It does. It wakes me up in the morning. It's good for me. But, we talked about fasting last week, and it's a conversation we have in the church, from time to time. And some churches are really big on it, and others are, we don't put as much focus on it sometimes. But one thing I like to do every once in a while, not too often, is I try to go a day without coffee, right? No caffeine, no nothing, because I've never liked that idea that I'm dependent on it, right? Like I joke that nobody wants to be around me before coffee, but some days it's really true. And that's not great.
Right.
Like, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a follower of Jesus, and that's not great. Like, my coffee should not be the reason that I can be kind to people. So I like to go kind of without that sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And maybe you felt that way. Maybe you're out there in the chat and you're thinking, like, preach, right? Maybe that's you. That's okay, right? So we're going to get a little honest this morning. So when we're talking about coffee, we're talking about, like, I was thinking through, kind of where you find your strength. And this is a verse that came to mind. So it's Isaiah 40, verse 28 through 31. So this is probably pretty familiar. If you're like me, when I read this, you're going to think of Remember the Titans, one of the greatest football movies ever made, possibly the greatest, right?
It is a good one.
Rudy's probably up there. Put in the chat, what's your favorite football movie, the greatest football movie of all time? The correct answer is Remember the Titans. But it's going to make you think of this. Hopefully, if you've never seen it, go watch it. Great movie. Happened in Virginia, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah. And actually, I'll tell you what, I interviewed a guy that was in that movie in my previous job. I hired a guy that was in that movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's awesome. That's a story for another time. Really cool time. So Isaiah chapter 40, verse 28 through 31. Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary, and his understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall, but those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. So I was thinking about that verse, and I was thinking about what we're talking about today, and I'll throw out a little conviction. I felt a little conviction in there because I thought, it's been a while since I've gone without my coffee. Yeah. And I say that on a day where, like, we've got all of the coffee on the table, right? But it got me thinking, how many of us depend on things that are not God?
Oh, yeah.
How many of us put our hope in things that are not God, right? Things that, like coffee. I put my hope in coffee, that it's going to keep me going through the day, right? But I put my hope in my finances, right? I put my hope in my job, that it's going to help me provide for my family.
Yeah.
A lot of times I put my hope in, I'd say even my family, to like kind of help define me and give me my self-worth. So I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on that. Am I the only one? Or do you ever struggle with putting your hope in things that are not Jesus? Maybe in some big ways, maybe in some small ways.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think one of the things I've been learning recently, too, is just the whole finding your hope in anything but Jesus thing. But very specifically for me, very personally for me, that's like starting my day in the Word. And so, like you said, you get up and you rely on your coffee to get you through. And there was a very specific night a couple weeks ago where I don't even remember if my kids were sick or what, but shout out to all you parents who don't sleep during flu season because you're awake all night long, or just have littles. I'm in that season. So I was literally awake all night long because my kid, Silas, my son, was awake all night long. And I remember, like, in previous seasons of my life thinking, I will not make it through the day. I'm going to be grumpy. I'm going to be really mad. It's going to be awful. I'm going to have a headache. And what I found was, because I have been in a much better rhythm of starting my day in the Word or ending my day, like either way, being in the Word very consistently, that morning, like, I was already awake, so it wasn't. I actually got him back to sleep, and then I went and sat down and had some quiet time. And I've never felt an ounce of grogginess. And so that whole day, even though normally I would, but just because my strength was coming from scripture and from Jesus. And so like when you read that just now, I was like, he gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Like I was weak that day, but he was like, I'm going to increase your power. You don't have to worry about that, you know? But yeah. And even just like your kids, like as parents, I think we rely on our kids' moods to determine our mood. But if you're overflowing in the Holy Spirit and you're overflowing in love and goodness and gentleness and self-control from being close to the root, which is Christ, your kid's mood won't determine your mood. But certainly we rely on, you know, our kids kind of set the standard. Not that we should do that, but
Yeah, you just stepped all over my toes.
sorry, girl. I'm stepping over my own. That's what I tend to do.
So I have 3 kids. I'm not gonna. If you know me, you know. So oh well. But one of mine is especially difficult, especially if he doesn't do certain things that he needs to do every day, and it gets bad. So I am
Carly, right?
Yeah, honestly, yes. But no,
Sorry, Carly.
No, it's another one. But I'll just say it. I mean, we're real on here. So my kid takes medicine, and if he doesn't take it, it is a very, very, very rough day. He's a totally different person if he doesn't have it. But I'm trying to teach him also that, you know, that's not an excuse for you to act. He doesn't need to rely on that.
Oh, wow. What a point.
He needs to rely on God, and his attitude can come from God. It doesn't have to just say, I forgot my meds today so I can do what I want.
Yeah.
Like it shouldn't be a excuse. But the other thing I was thinking about was Saturday we went to the Brandon Lake concert and we got home at like 2 a.m. And had to be back up to come to church at like 6.
Yeah.
So I know me and Carly were both talking on the way home. We're like, man, it's going to be a hard day. And then we both were like, it doesn't have to be a hard
Doesn't
day.
have to be.
And honestly, it wasn't because the concert, not only was it a concert, it was church. Like we straight up were praying and praising. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
But because we were on that like spiritual high, and we were tired 100%. And my brain was not functioning properly.
Yeah.
But we weren't in bad moods.
Yeah, your strength came from the Lord.
Still, we were still in that spiritual high that we were in, and tried to keep it going throughout the day. Now we crashed later, but
As you
church
should.
was
That's
great.
what Sunday afternoon is for.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it was awesome that we didn't have to rely on just, coffee or soda or caffeine or whatever. We could
Right.
just rely on God to get us through. So,
And I love what you said about your son, that like, sure, he takes medicine. Lots of people take medicine. But if you don't get your medicine, that's not an excuse to behave badly.
Yeah.
Right? Like it may contribute to it, but that's not an excuse. And so we've been talking about depression over the past, this past season on Midweek Motivation a whole lot. And one of the things we've been very clear about, there are times where people should be on medication,
Yeah.
right? With proper advice from a doctor and everything. Like we're not against medication, right? But what are you putting your hope in, right? And I think you called it out, are you putting your hope in a pill, right? Your medication to help modify your behavior? Or are you putting your hope in Jesus, right?
Yeah.
That you're going to make the conscious decision, like you guys talked about. It doesn't have to be a bad day.
Yep.
Right? You're making the conscious decision, like, I'm putting my hope in Jesus today. I'm putting my focus on Jesus. I'm going to have a good day, focusing on, maybe focusing on the positives. Like, we just had church. Like, we're going to be ridiculously tired tomorrow.
Yeah.
But what an opportunity to worship with other believers, right? And I think that's cool, because I think you're teaching him, you're teaching your son, like, look, you don't need to be dependent on Jesus. Like medication is great. There's great times for medication, but at the end of the day, our hope needs to be on Jesus. We need to be relying on Jesus.
Yeah, it's been a really hard conversation with him because Connor is just a very, if this happens, like it's very black and white. If this happens, this is going to happen, and that's how it's going to be no matter what. And sometimes it doesn't leave room for God. And I'm trying to help him, learn that it's not always black and white. God can come in and do things that are crazy. Like we had an accident recently, and he was like, "How? That makes no sense. How is the kid perfectly fine?" And we're like, God, like there's something else that can come in between the black and white situation and totally change everything.
Absolutely.
And it's hard for a 8 and 9 year old.
Yeah,
to
that's
understand
going to be
that,
a process to walk for
Yeah.
sure. I think something, so our life group has been studying Job. We just finished it. And what you were just saying just now, Darren, like whatever it is, whether it's medicine or therapy or outside of that, like whether it's coffee or your spouse or your money, your job, whatever that thing is that you essentially idolize and make your purpose, right? What gives you joy, what gives you hope. If it's not Jesus, then when that thing is gone, or if that thing is gone, like you will crumble.
Yeah.
And in the beginning of Job, when Job is first, essentially in the book of Job, he's like, everything is taken from him. His family, everything, even his own health. And his response towards the beginning of the book is essentially it says like he mourned and shaved his head or something, like there was grief, but then it says, but then he fell to his knees in worship, which is like, what's your heart posture? Like, what is your response to something like that when you don't have your coffee, when your spouse is mean to you that day, when your kids are grumpy? Like, what's your heart posture? Because Job was able to still fall down and worship when he lost everything. It's like, can we do that? Because that is hard. Hard.
That makes me think of, I've been to 2 funerals within the last year that they lost their spouse, and we got there, and a couple of them I was leading worship, a couple of them I was just in the crowd or whatever. But the person on the front row that just lost everything was the first one that stood up and just gave it all to God. And let me tell you, that hits different.
Yes.
And it makes you like check yourself, like, if they can do that, why in the world am I not doing that right now? But even in those situations, turn into the right person. It's just
This last funeral that we had, that was kind of the similar experience I had. I'm standing up in the sound booth, and I'm watching the spouse of this person who just passed away, and I'm looking at, that's not gonna be me. Like, I'll be transparent. I'm not doing that.
Not there yet.
I'm not there. I couldn't do that. I'm gonna be angry, right? I'm not there. So credit to them for making that conscious choice. And I think that's the interesting thing is when I read this passage. Let's see, verse 31. So it's probably been on a coffee mug that you've seen, or on a bumper sticker or stuff like that.
Like Cody
right?
says.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, we should put this on a t-shirt. Maybe a new coffee mug at the Bridge Cafe. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. It doesn't say those who hope in their stuff, right? Those who hope
in their coffee.
Yeah. It'd be great. Maybe a different translation says coffee. That would be fantastic. Maybe if you translate it from Hebrew a certain way, it'll do it. But those who hope in the Lord, not your finances, not your stuff, not your job, not your family, not what other people think about you. The only promise in there that's going to renew your strength is putting your hope in the Lord and depending on Him for everything. Even the little things like, hey, God, I'm driving back from a concert where we just had church and it's a nice 3-hour drive, and we got to work tomorrow, and it's going to be early. Like, help me put my focus on you. That's good.
We didn't know we were going to wrap it back up like that, did we?
Look at
That
there.
was fantastic.
I need a sip of coffee to get me through the end.
We should be professionals. We should do this for a
We should do
living.
this like every week.
That'd be awesome.
On Wednesdays, maybe.
Sorry,
at
Carly,
noon.
you're out.
You have officially been replaced.
Don't say that. He'll go running.
No, he won't.
I mean,
loves
look,
too much.
I'm in as long as there's I think we're going to need to start including some more coffee on Midweek Motivation.
I think that's
a new thing. So, well, hey, thanks so much for joining us. So we're going to wrap up in prayer, but put in the chat, make sure you put your name in the chat if you do want that $20 gift card, courtesy of Steffi and the Bridge Cafe. Put your name in the chat. Let's see, what else? Oh, text Motivate to 540-900-3838. Like, share, subscribe. And I'm going to leave you this one last thought, and then we'll go. But whatever's happening in your life today, right? Whatever season you're in, whatever's going on, one, I hope this is encouraging, right? That's kind of the goal. We'd like to be encouraging and hopefully a little bit entertaining for you too. But you need to put your hope in Jesus, right? If something's difficult, if you're going through a season of maybe it's depression, right? Obviously something's not working for you, right? Yeah. So give it a shot, right? So I'm gonna encourage you with 2 things. Ask yourself that question of, who are you putting your hope in? Right? What are you putting your hope in? So maybe it is a job. Maybe it is something silly like coffee. Whatever that is, what are you putting your hope in today? And the second thing I'm going to encourage you with, it doesn't matter whether it's a good season or a bad season. Get yourself plugged into community, good Christian community. People are going to be around you to motivate you and encourage you. And I'm not just saying that because we got like the best life group director sitting right across from me, right? We were designed for community.
Amen.
Right? So get yourself plugged into a good church. I know a really good one that meets like every Sunday, like 9 and 10:30. It's really cool. Speaking of which, I didn't put this in the notes.
Sunday night?
Sunday night. This Sunday, November the 19th
Awesome.
at 6 p.m. Yes.
6 o'clock.
Right here in the worship center. We're having our 3rd annual?
I think so, yeah.
3rd annual. So it's my 1st annual, but 3rd annual Give Thanks Night of Worship. We had practice last night. It blew up. It was awesome.
really
blew up in a good way, I should clarify. It blew up in a very good way, right?
Really neat.
We're going to have some church.
Can't wait.
There's some good stuff coming. So come and join us, 6 o'clock, November the 19th. That's this Sunday. After you come and worship with us Sunday morning, then come on back, right, for the encore at 6 o'clock. It's going to be a good one.
I would say one more thing. I know Carly usually says this too, but if you have prayer requests seeking of community, you can either text them to that number on the bottom of the screen or put them in the chat. And I know us three will pray over them. Carly, Brandon, Cody, everybody on the team, we'd love to pray for you. So if there's anything you need prayer over, whether it's, just strength to get you through what you're going through or whatever it is, just put it in there and we'll cover you.
100%. Thanks so much for joining us today. Steffi, thank you for all the coffee.
Anytime.
Hannah, thank you for keeping us organized and bringing all your great content today. This has been another week of Midweek Motivation. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you share it.
One, two, three, four. Yeah, when you're feeling down and motivated in the midweek, we got the guys here to make your life complete. Little John, Brandon, Cody, Carly, they're coming in to keep you motivated all week. New episode, same time every week. Don't gotta wait long for the next one to release. So don't go away, sit down, take a seat, enjoy Midweek Motivation with John and Carly. Hey.
Midweek Motivation.
Let's go!